Bet anywhere with TVG.
But we welcome you back to the set, Christina Blacker, Britney Eurton, and we are now joined by trainer Michael McCarthy to discuss a big couple weeks that he's had in the barn. I can say we introduced you as grade 1 winning trainer, Michael McCarthy.
I like that ring.
Congratulations.
Thank you guys very much.
Tell us about the victory in the game, Lee, and just about the filly in general, about Illuminant, because she seems like she's really come on for you in her last couple races.
You know, I thought with seasoning, I always thought she would get better. I didn't think she would get quite this good, so it's been a pleasant surprise. But to be honest with you, nothing she does from here on out would surprise me.
Tell us a little bit about Flavien Prat. He's been aboard for the last 3 starts and obviously now the last 4 with that grade 1 victory. And he's kind of the king of the turf course here. He has the highest percentage when it comes to turf runners. Tell us a little bit about the connection between Prat and Illuminant.
Obviously, the connection between the two of them has been very good. For some reason or another, we had 1 or 2 guys take off to ride other horses, so I was glad.
He's the beneficiary.
Yeah, I was glad Flavien could oblige, and we could go ahead and kind of forge a nice relationship together. He's ridden a couple winners for me. Obviously, he's very good on this turf course here. He's very good on any course, actually, so it's been a great partnership.
Absolutely.
You've had a chance to work with a lot of good horses in your young training career, but what was it like to get this satisfaction of the victory at the highest level, the grade 1, so early in your training career on your own?
It took 2.5 years, but I guess I can certainly wait 2.5 years to get another one of these. But yeah, it was great. It was great. The first year and change was a little bit quiet, but things have slowly picked up, and just kind of get up in the morning, try hard,
And what a winner's circle it was with Eclipse Thoroughbreds. And syndicates seem to be the wave of the future. Can you tell us what it's like training and winning for Eclipse?
Yeah, Aaron has been very, very good to me. He has been very supportive of me and my family, and has obviously shown a lot of faith in our operation by sending us a filly like this. She could have easily gone to New York to Todd or somebody else had he chose. And then obviously all the partners and shareholders like that was really neat to see them get really excited. A lot of those people, this is their first time owning a racehorse, so it was neat.
Aaron works a lot with Gary Young. He kind of helps him find horses at the sale. Is that how they found Illuminant
That's
for
pretty
you?
much how this came about. I do kind of remember seeing her a few times. I know Aaron had mentioned a thing or two about her. I believe we tried bidding on a horse sometime earlier that afternoon. Did not get that particular horse. This was what was left over, and glad it all worked out.
Right, not a bad leftover.
I don't know how that other horse turned out that we missed out on. I hope whoever owns him, I hope that everything turned out well for them, but I'm pretty happy the way things worked out for us.
Well, she's got that grade 1 win underneath her belt as we take you through a post parade here for Santa Anita race number 6. What does her summer campaign look like?
We've got the yellow ribbon that's now positioned opening weekend of Del Mar, which seems to make some sense. There's also the Diana, which is the following weekend, which is a grade 1 at 500,000. Honestly, let's just see how she does the next couple of weeks, and then we'll start to think about that. But for right now, she's great, and that's the most important thing.
You mentioned Todd Pletcher. You had a chance to work under Todd for many years back east, running the New York string for him. What is it like to work for a barn and for a man that's that successful and have your ability and your hands on animals at the top class?
It's a great job. It's provided me a great lifestyle during my time with him and after. I just like being part of that team. Obviously, the very good horses that come through your hand, that's kind of the icing on the cake. First and foremost, it was the organization. I met a lot of people in my time there that have become very good friends of mine, big supporters of mine. And I can't thank them enough as well, because I've got a lot of well wishes from them, so it was pretty neat.
Well, seeing that we're on the cusp of the Belmont, and you having worked prior for Todd Pletcher, you guys know what it takes to get a horse to the Belmont and win the Belmont. What do you think it takes to win that race?
I think in any of these Triple Crown races, I think it's just a horse getting good at the right time. You obviously need a ton of luck. In this race, they call it test of a champion, 1.5 miles is obviously huge. Stamina is a big thing. You know, not only from a horse standpoint, from a rider standpoint as well. You know, guys need to know how to ride that racetrack and know not to move too soon. The racetrack itself, obviously Big Sandy, is tiring, so it should be an interesting afternoon Saturday.
Having worked for Todd back there and having so many relationships in New York, when you did go out on your own, did you debate? Did you kind of go back and forth? Should I train in New York? Should I train in Southern California? And what ultimately made you force the decision to come here?
I enjoyed my time in New York. I just wasn't sure if that I wanted to stay there year-round. The 2 years that I had there, the last 2 years I'd worked for Todd and had there, we'd had a fantastic run. Palace, Malice, Princess Cecilmar, and horses like that. This is home. I've got a great support unit here with family and stuff like that. And my wife's got a great job, and I think she would have been happy going anywhere, but at the end of the day, this just seemed to make some sense for us.
It put a lot of strain on you, didn't it? I mean, you had to work really hard, you and your wife both, to keep it up, because I know she was, flying back and forth, living bi-coastally for many years?
Yeah, she was. We were both doing the long distance thing. She would come once a month. I'd come once every third month, but in today's climate, especially in our game, it's better to have two good jobs than one. Living in California here, we know we're provided a great lifestyle with the weather and stuff like that, but to afford that and be able to, live where you'd like to live.
Absolutely.
And insurance too has a lot to do with it.
Well, coming from the East Coast and having so much experience on the East Coast, what have you brought that you've learned there to the West Coast that maybe all trainers should start doing a little bit more?
I don't know if I could answer that. I mean, there's just sort of get up every morning and show up. That's that seems to be a lot of it. I mean, you're trying
Work
every
ethic
day.
is huge in this.
Horses. At the end of the day, it boils down to what you have behind your webbings. It really does.
Do you see it as very different, the way people train back east versus the way they train here?
I think obviously here in California, speed is potent. Everybody needs speed. I had done some things a little bit differently when I first got here. Kind of took a look at some things and decided I needed to start going ahead and maybe training some horses a little harder, a little faster, that kind of thing to keep up. And I guess I could say maybe it's worked, but it's also probably feeding some nicer horses also helps.
Hey, it seems to be some East Coast trainers come out here and struggle a little bit. You really think it does have to do with the fact that you have to be maybe a little bit speedier out here?
Oh, certainly. I definitely think that. These racetracks out here, they're, back east are a lot deeper. Here they seem to be a lot faster. I think at the end of the day, I'm not so sure if faster is better, but
it's true. Got to be fast, but you also have to be able to stay.
We know where Illuminant is going. We asked you about her campaign. What do you have that's sort of in the works right now? Any young horses that are coming up that you're getting excited about?
I've got a nice 3-year-old that'll run in the Rainbow Stakes. I believe that's next weekend, the 18th. A horse named Liam the Charmer, who was impressive here breaking his maiden.
You know, it's Christina and I both writing down the name now.
So he's training well right now. Got a few 2-year-olds that I'm excited about that are still a ways away from running, but.
And what about your starter in the last race today? We can't let you go without word on Moon Full of Gold.
She's, it's a shame they don't write 2-mile maiden races here. She's pretty salty in there. Malibu Moon out of a Conquistador Cielo mare, so she's bred to run all day. She's coming off a bit of a layoff, getting blinkers for the first time. I think the turf hopefully moves her up a little bit. It's not really, when you look at it, it's not really a turf pedigree, but I'm just hoping a little bit of firmer footing will help her out. There's plenty of speed in there, plenty of pace. Hopefully she gets some pace to run into, and I'd be delighted if she picked up a check. I'd be ecstatic if she broke her maiden, but it's hard finding races for her because she wants to run so far, and she's basically getting warmed up at a mile.
Well, we spoke with Joe earlier. Maybe we should tell him to card some 2-mile races.
Right?
Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be nice.
Surf racing. Well, Mike, we thank you very much for joining us today. Big day in your household, I understand, right, with your daughter this afternoon?
Yeah, graduated from pre-K today. So
that's a huge day. Yeah. Monumental.
On
Pretty
to kindergarten
exciting,
for young Stella McCarthy.
First of about 7 graduations for her, hopefully. So we'll see. It was exciting.
Where's she headed next year?
What's that?
Where's she headed next year?
She's going to a school in Pasadena with about 5 or 6 of her little friends, a private school, I guess.
That'll be fun for her.
Yeah.
So you got a big household here at the barn and at home.
Yep.
Keeps you busy.
Thank you.
Very, very busy with the barn and at home and as well. Grade 1 winning trainer Michael McCarthy. Good horses, good guy, good owners behind you. So we really appreciate it, and congrats on the big win.
Absolutely. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Looking forward to see what Illuminant does.
It's nice to be up here.
Join us anytime.
Anytime you want.
I feel important up here. Yeah, it's nice.
You're more important than us. Grade 1 winning trainer.
Thank you.